Nelson Mandela was arrested not far from the Howick Falls in 1962 and spent 27 years in jail before becoming President of South Africa. The site of his capture is close to Howick's spectacular 95-metre high waterfall in KwaZulu-Natal, an attraction that usually draws thousands of visitors a year. But the view site was badly neglected by the local municipality, and when rubbish bins overflowed, the coaches packed with tourists stopped arriving. This is what Scolleagues found when Skol International KwaZulu-Natal Midlands hosted the national meeting of South African Skol Clubs. It was February 2010 and the landscape gardens were in an awful state. Weeds at the view site threatened to obscure the paving stones. The information kiosk opened by President Mandela in 1996 was vandalized and the panels stolen. A sign still points the way to the Howick Caravan Park, but it was closed by the municipality in 2008. The ceiling in the public toilet was broken. Was this what overseas tourists would find when they arrived for the 2010 Soccer World Cup in 3 months' time? And imagine the ladies having to use this damaged toilet. Scolleagues wondered what could be done to improve these shocking conditions. The committee of Skol International KwaZulu-Natal Midlands took control of the situation and called for volunteers to assist in cleaning up the view site. The Friends of the Falls project was launched and there was a heartwarming response from local businesses, and the weeds were removed. Piles of accumulated leaves were raked up and bagged by a local garden service. Trash thrown over the railing of the view site was recovered by professional abseilers operating at the falls. The Conservation Trust provided 2 staff members to clear weeds and invasive plants from the Umgeni River above the waterfall. Generous donations were received from Midlands plant nurseries, and a Howick landscaping firm gave the view site a marvellous makeover. The Midlands Skol Club persuaded the municipality to repair the toilets used by visitors and to provide 20 new rubbish bins for the busy area. The Skol Club held workshops for Friends of the Falls volunteers who welcome visitors every day and collect information about their country of origin. Distinctive vests were designed for the tourism ambassadors to wear when on duty. They featured the word welcome in the language of all the countries that entered teams in the 2010 Soccer World Cup hosted by South Africa. A metalworking company and a signage business agreed to jointly create a directional sign pointing to other famous waterfalls in the world. And this attractive signpost now seems to be photographed by tourists as much as the waterfall. Another Howick business volunteered to supply the metal frames of the information panels at the view site. Enjoying the completed renovations was this large group from the Netherlands. Tourists from 144 countries and all over South Africa have been recorded since the volunteers began welcoming arrivals in 2010. The South African Historical Monuments Organisation, AMAFA, heard about the Skol project, and 2 Midlands colleagues received an award on behalf of the tourism ambassadors. The citation reads, "In recognition of a contribution towards the conservation of heritage in KwaZulu-Natal, awarded to Friends of the Falls for cleaning up the view site and placing a volunteer presence there." Skol International KwaZulu-Natal Midlands is proud to record that its Friends of the Falls initiative is still functioning 2 years after it was launched in June 2010. The club's next project is to affix a plaque to the signpost in memory of SCOL General Secretary Jim Power and South Africa's first SCOL International World President, Carl Twiggs. SCOL!